our pen that's needed. So this is weather and climate. The term arid means what? What does arid mean? We talked about arid. You can see on this particular map, the areas that are like beige or brownish are the arid regions. So what does arid mean? All right, that means very dry, right? Semi-arid would mean semi-dry. That would describe deserts especially. Cirrus, cumulus, and stratus are types of what? Cirrus, cumulus, and stratus are types of what? Clouds, yes, clouds. Good job. Which of these is best to go to during a tornado? Remember, the faster you get the right answer, you get more points. And of course, you get some points for getting the right answer as long as it's before the time expires over there on the left in purple. So the best place to be is actually in like a basement or a cellar. We don't have very many of those in Texas, but that is on the test. Hint, hint. A backyard, open field, nope, not a good place to go during a tornado. You could be grabbed up and thrown to the ground by the tornado. Attic, not a good place. You don't want to be high. You want to be low. And also, if you don't have a basement, you want to go to a kind of a place that's in the center of the house and away from windows so glass won't cut you. Which of these two are opposite processes? These are exact opposites. Yes, condensation, which is water vapor changing from the vapor, which is a gas, to a liquid. And then evaporation is liquid water changing to a gas. So those are opposites of each other. People build what to control river flooding? To control river flooding. People build dams. Yes, excellent. Which of these changes water, gas, which is also called vapor, into liquid water and occurs in the clouds? And this is before it rains or snows or whatever. This has to occur. In the clouds, yes, condensation. Which type of cloud indicates drizzle or rain? So, like a light rain, which is not the kind of cloud I have pictured here. Stratus clouds, yes, kind of a light rain, drizzle, a little bit of rain, which is true about all the water on Earth. And it's a cycle, which should give you a hint to the right answer if you know what a cycle is. And so the water on Earth, the amount of water on Earth has stayed the same. It just changes form. Very good. Which is not an effect of climate change or global warming. And deforestation, cutting down forests, is actually a cause of climate change because if you cut down forests, the plants are not able to as much take the CO2 out of the air. And you know, it's the CO2 that contributes a lot to global warming. And plants use that for photosynthesis. So plants are very helpful. Temperate climates, such as London here, have what? Mild temperatures, not super hot, not super cold, and we're considered a temperate climate as well. Which clouds are associated with fair weather and are pictured here? And it is cirrus. Remember, cumulonimbus are associated with thunderstorms. So cumulo or cumulus clouds are not going to be associated with fair weather. Cirrus is your fair weather, meaning no rain, that kind of thing. Carbon dioxide and water are both what? They are both greenhouse gases. They both contribute to the raising of the temperature of Earth, global warming, and climate change. What is the state of the atmosphere now, while what is over a long period of time? Weather is what's happening now in terms of the state of the atmosphere, but climate is your weather over a long period of time, state of the atmosphere over a long period of time, which begins over warm water and causes damage due to wind and storm surge. You guys know this. A lot of people research this one for their Unit 2 portfolio. Yes, a hurricane. Very good. You know, it forms over warm water. It has the storm surge, which is the flooding, one of the main causes of the flooding, and it has the wind, of course. Burning fossil fuels, coal, oil, natural gas, and cutting down trees both contribute to what? Climate change, yes. What do we call structures or behaviors that help an organism survive in its environment? And let's see, yes, adaptations. Very good. Adaptation. Hibernating is a state of slowing down the body during winter in order to conserve energy because it takes a lot of energy to warm a body. Which of these is an effect of climate change, global warming? So, increased drought is an effect of climate change. The other three are all opposite of the effects of climate change. So, we get rising sea levels, glacier sizes decrease, and then increased coastal flooding. Marine climates occur where? On the coast. Very good. And marine actually means saltwater, ocean. A low pressure area developing over warm ocean water is most likely what? A hurricane. Uh-huh. We have 10 more questions. What has happened to temperatures on Earth over the past 100 years? And we looked at a graph of this in our, I believe, last week in our lab lesson. So over the past 100 years, temperatures have risen on Earth. Which of these is the amount of water, vapor, which is water in the form of a gas, in the air? Can cause your hair to go wacky like this. Humidity, yes. Three people have gotten every question right. That is awesome. Why do we need the greenhouse effect? Why do we need the greenhouse effect? What does it do for us? It keeps Earth warm enough for life to exist. Yes, if it were not for the greenhouse effect, it would be colder and life would not exist. Isobars show low and high areas. Low and high what areas? They show low and high pressure areas. Bar means pressure. And ISO is the same. So these are lines that within the line, it's the same pressure, but as you move to different lines on a map, you'll see the pressure change. Which is least likely to influence an area's temperature? The population of the area doesn't affect the temperature, but how close it is to an ocean, how close it is to a mountain, and then the latitude, which is where it is on the globe, can also affect the temperature. It gets cooler the farther away you get from the equator. When humidity is 100, what happens? Or 100%, what happens? That means the water gas is actually coming out of air and changing to a liquid form. So that is the temperature at which we call the dew point, 100% humidity. So you won't ever see 100% humidity, but you can see pretty high, especially in places like Houston, Galveston, those kind of places. Every time you have a portfolio, where do you go first? Woo! Look at those answers go. Some of you still need to go back to Unit 1 or Unit 2 and make sure you've done this because you have a 0 for now on the portfolio because you didn't follow instructions. And that the portfolios are a very big part of your grade. So yes, every time there is a portfolio, go to the message board. Whatever section that portfolio is, like if it's Unit 1, Section 5, or I'm sorry, Unit 1, Lesson 5, you will go to the Unit 1, Lesson 5 section of the message board. It's all coordinated. It matches up. All right, 4 more. As altitude increases, so the height above ground level, above sea level, off the ground, what happens to air temperature? As altitude increases, what happens to air temperature? Yes, it decreases the higher you go on the mountain. Which helps some animals survive in extremely cold environments because they can slow down their body processes. They don't have to use a bunch of energy to try to stay warm. They kind of slow down the body, which allows them to have more energy for that. Yes, hibernation. 2 more. Which has low visibility, so you can't see very far, air colder than 0 degrees Celsius all the way to the ground, and happens in the north. You won't really find these in Texas. Maybe soon with all of our crazy weather, but I don't recall any in Texas. This is a blizzard. Yes, yes, blizzard. 2 more. Well, 1 more. The part of the tundra that stays frozen all the time. Tundra that stays frozen all the time. Last question. Stays frozen all the time. That should give you the hint you need. And all the time means permanent. Frost is frozen, so permafrost. Yes. All right, our winners. Everybody's a winner.